I mean, I don't blame them for adding it in for free because
All right, we
apparently,
are live.
I don't. I'm not surprised they're adding it in for free just because apparently it's considered trash. You know, like apparently, Vessel of Hatred is severely disliked.
Dude, Diablo 4 is trash. Like, why are you stuck on the expansion being trash? The game is trash.
I mean, saying that Diablo 4 is trash
is true.
The game was not fun. I loved the first 3 games, but the 4th one, you guys drugged me across the finish line kicking and screaming. I haven't played it since.
I don't Diablo. Don't have Diablo 4. I played Diablo 4 with you guys.
You did not buy it on Steam.
Oh, well, then I'll stop even paying attention to that. I'm not paying that thing twice. You gotta be smoking crack. Yeah, I will say that. Definitely not worth a rebuy.
I mean, you don't have to rebuy it. You would just have to log into your Battle.net account.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
You should be able to play it via the cloud as well. I did that.
Yeah, but no, I'm not paying $40 to play the Warlock. Like, the Warlock is the only thing that interests me, and it would literally be until I finish leveling it up, and then I would probably quickly realize that the game's not that fun after leveling it, and stop.
Oh, wait, you bought it on...
console, I thought.
Console. Yeah, I
don't know. I was wondering
know
what you guys were talking about, but I was willing to be like, hey, you know what? Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe Blizzard is known for its generosity and fairness.
I don't know. You have to log into Battle.net at some point and see if...
No, but they're known for some killer parties back in the day.
I don't even know if I remember.
Dang.
What? Did we mention the couch? The sticky couch? Is that what he said? I missed it.
I think he was referencing the Cosby Room.
That's the casting couch. Yeah.
No, it wasn't casting couch. It was, but they had some really interesting office parties.
Yeah.
Making them crawl around on. Yeah.
Yeah.
They it's like Man, what a way to start the show. So maybe we should do intros.
Maybe.
Come on.
What?
I'm typing in Battle.net. Why the heck won't it come up?
What are Dicejunkies? I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And
we also have Bloodaxe. I was just checking my messages from one of our viewers, and he's saying something about the Knights of the Old Republic remake. Is there news on that front?
Been news on KOTOR remake?
He said he's gotten 3 messages in his feed this weekend. I'm like, let me look and see. While y'all, I guess, start with the stuff, I'm gonna go look this topic up and see if there's something we need to talk about. Because I'm a Star Wars-aholic guy around here.
I will say that when it comes to Star Wars, I will
all I see is Star Wars: The Old Republic got its yearly update about 2 weeks ago that we're still in development. We're not dead yet. And that's it. So, pretty much once a year, usually Saber will put his hand up and go, still working on that thing you guys want. No clue when we're going to finish it, but...
Well, the good news is, and I don't think we've talked about it since it was announced, was it 2 years ago? Sam Max is no longer involved with the project, which is fantastic news for those that actually want a good game. So, but that's the only news that I'm aware of. So, but it's going to be on PlayStation and PC, which means I couldn't have played it on console, but I can get it on Steam if it's worthwhile. But it's definitely not a day one purchase for me. I'll put it that way. I don't trust anybody for day one anymore.
I don't know. I just don't. I'm just done supporting the remake behavior of corporations. And I mean, it'd have to prove a lot for me to actually put money behind it, man. I'm tired of remake this, or redo this, Now, if they actually remake where it feels modern, okay, but I just don't feel like they're going to go that far.
I don't know. It's KOTOR 1 and 2. I played those games start to finish more than any other game, except for like maybe Mario Brothers 2 back in the day. So this one I am keeping kind of a loose eye on, but I am remotely interested just because if you're right, if there's a fresh coat of paint and the gameplay's updated, but the story is still intact. My biggest gripe about KOTOR now is its pacing is a little slow, it's a little clunky. So having a modernized version to where it actually plays strong, I would definitely entertain getting it. But when Sam Axe was involved in her fight the patriarchy and all the other stupid campaigns that she was involved with, I checked out immediately. But so again, it's one of these things that I will keep a pulse on, but I won't be excited until we actually see gameplay and actually start hearing reviews from multiple people. So
yeah,
sorry about that.
Our Battle.net does not have my purchase of Diablo 4 showing.
Okay.
Xbox screwed me on that. Which is not a surprise. I buy nothing through Xbox anymore.
And definitely not worth buying a second time.
Oh, hell no.
I mean, I don't feel like it was worth buying the first time, personally. But
I enjoyed, for a while, being a necromancer before the first big nerfs. Then I stopped enjoying it, and then I refused to come back after they took, like, how many seasons to start unscrewing my character class. And I'm like, dude, your game wasn't fun enough. Well, heck, we're going to cover that later about screwing up really bad up front and now hoping one character can save your game, right? That's a later topic.
Oh.
Maybe.
But, hold on a second. I got to do something.
I'm so glad we didn't get the plumber's view there.
No plumber's view.
You didn't quite. You said you barely. It was close. Oh, what? Really?
What, man? Really, I mean, man? This goes out. I mean, it's Chuck, man.
I know, but you didn't. I'd have came by. Like, all right, let me go get. I got something. Hold on. I got some bourbon.
I mean, poor Chuck. But yeah, so I'm sure everybody watching knows, and if you don't, then this is gonna hurt. But Chuck Norris died this week at age 86. Really weird too, because it was like the day before he was training, fighting, and I mean, dude went out quick because this is just like a day before he died. He was
It was several days before when he turned 86, and he talked about how he doesn't age, he levels up.
Yeah, no. I mean, his birthday was March 19th, and then he died like March 20th.
Was it that close? Yeah, I thought it was a little more time than that, but I remember Thursday I saw across my feed that he had been rushed to the hospital, and all the jokes were they needed to deliver babies while doing brain surgery on the doctor. I mean, just all kind of different Chuck Norris jokes and memes and things like that. And But yeah, apparently.
I mean, it was pretty close. No, that was a week ago. He had posted this, so
I thought it'd been a little bit, but it's close proximity, absolutely.
Yeah, it was just days. So
I mean, is it really a surprise that Death had to use a sneak attack? I mean, it didn't have long. If Chuck changed his mind, he's going to get back up. So
yeah, because I mean, everything was fine. He goes to Hawaii, ends up in the hospital, and is dead by the next day. So
Chuck's real, man. You didn't do the shot without me, right?
No.
What I have isn't as good as his, so I can't just kill it like that. There's a
good old Chuck
level gap.
Yeah, it's super unfortunate that we're getting older, everybody's getting older, and now our heroes are starting to get to that age, and today is William Shatner's 95th birthday, and he's probably one of the next big ones that's on my short list of icons that I grew up with growing up.
Isn't he trying to outlive Sulu though? Like,
he's that stubborn. He probably is.
I really believe his goal is to see George Takei beat him into the grave, and I don't want to be a jerk, but I'm rooting for Kirk, man. Because as far as I can tell, George Takei started the beef, and I'm a firm believer of I didn't start it, but I'll finish it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, you want to start beef? Because he's 88. Like, he's not, like, young himself. So, but Williams got him by a good bit. And if he managed to outlive him while being that much older than him, that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I bet you that there is probably somebody who has taken bets on which one of those die first. Like I bet you there's a official.
I believe. Oh yeah, genuine bookie. Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that if George Takei passes, William Shatner will pass a day later with them saying, "Put on my tombstone, I win." And I just like I was just sticking around to beat that guy. I'm done now. Kirk out.
Yeah, because out of all of the main cast members, DeForest Kelly's passed, Doohan's passed, Nimoy's passed. You've got is Walter Koenig. I think he passed too, right?
Hey, and don't read what I said as me hoping that George Takei dies anytime soon. No. George Takei is keeping William Shatner alive, and we get to keep having William Shatner. So I thank him for extending William Shatner's life. George Takei keeps rocking. William might hit 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Walter Koenig passed in 2022. So I think, George Takei and William Shatner are the last two of the main cast members from the original series that are still with us.
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's been so long, the triples are dead. Like, it's been a while. Like, that was a long time ago. And, the galaxy far, far away. Different reference.
Michelle Nichols.
But we are getting off of Chuck. This is about Chuck.
Yeah. No, we're famous for rabbit holes.
I'm a big martial arts fan. I watched a lot of those movies, so I saw a lot of Chuck back in the day. Loved him, man. Him and Bruce Lee and all the I watch old school kung fu and I watch those movies religiously almost. So see it. Chuck, I even watched Walker Texas Ranger and I didn't like the show, but it was just funny to see Chuck Norris karate a bear. I mean, that's just wild, all right, Chuck Norris beat up a bear. This show's kind of awesome, maybe.
Well, dude, I mean, he managed to be memed all the way down to where even the current gen knows who Chuck Norris is, the 20-somethings of today still know who Chuck Norris is because of he was such an icon that his memes lived longer than memes should live, you know.
He was the first.
I've literally seen memes from his fans of people going, actually, Chuck died 10 years ago, but Death's been afraid to tell him. And I don't mean this is with love. These are not like mocking. These are just he's the only person I know that's passed and is still getting memes about how badass he is, to the point that we may still hear Chuck Norris memes for the next decade. It's Chuck friggin' Norris, man. So it's fun.
He's debatably the first memeable person before memes were a thing.
I don't know about that, but he definitely was one of the largest.
Well, everyone
He has a history.
Well, everyone told Chuck Norris jokes before, memes were an actual thing, before we share them. Anyway, whatever.
I get that. I mean, he was the prime dead joke, and then he converted over to memes. Well, a lot of dead jokes did not, but his did. So, I mean, this dude even memed himself, like he would Chuck Norris joke himself. So
he participated, yeah.
So I mean, Chuck, it's a sad week to see him go, man. I mean, there's just so much he's been in, and like throughout my childhood, watching Chuck.
Who are the new guys, man? Like, I look at it and I'm like, who are the new guys? Like, all of the best actors are old because the new actors suck and are weird and into weird stuff. The second one of them gets popular for a little while, then they open their mouth and then they say something, and then you just go, oh God, I wish we didn't have social media, and then ruin it. Just true. It's like very few of them know how to just shut their mouth and make money. It's like, dude, please just be quiet and make money. Just, no. Well, here, let me tell you my opinions about stuff you don't want to know my opinion on. And then you're like, oh, okay. Well, don't like that person anymore.
But
sorry, I had to get bitter there, but it's just most of my favorite actresses or actors quickly become people that get on my nerves because they start talking, and then I go, oh God, I wish you didn't.
I mean, Chuck talked politics too, man. I mean, he
people are dogpiling right now because of some of the some of his videos have resurfaced him talking politics, and there's some people that can't even let the family grieve without being extremely disrespectful to someone that really was part of the action and martial arts culture back in the 80s. I mean, and so, I mean, he trained with Bruce Lee, for crying out loud. How many people can honestly say they trained with Bruce Lee and actually were, comparable in skill?
No.
I mean, more than probably all three of us combined.
Now, I will say, I mean, he wasn't nearly as loud at talking politics. I mean, usually if he talked politics, he was actually in an interview and somebody asked him what his politics were, not that he would go out and just try to push his politics onto people. But
he wasn't Mark Ruffalo. No, he wasn't.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to give him that.
Oh, absolutely. And you're right. And on all the ones that I've seen has been people asking him questions, and he goes, "Well, this is kind of my stance on that," and he didn't elaborate, but he would answer the question respectfully.
Oh yeah.
But, and that's what I wish more people would do, is be more humble and go, "I'm going to answer your question, but I'm not going to dwell on it. Let's move on to the next thing."
But I mean, with his death, obviously some old stuff's going to come up, and there's going to be political stuff because I mean, he's a party switcher. He was Democrat. He switched over to Republican, I think, near later in life. So, that stuff is always going to cause some division, and you're going to see people talk shit about it. But I mean, he's Chuck Norris, man. I wouldn't give a shit what his politics were. I don't give a shit what his politics are. He's Chuck fucking Norris.
Yeah, I didn't know his politics. I'd never heard it. Every time I saw something about Chuck Norris, it was just fun stuff and chilling. So, but with other people, they're very vocal. So I know their politics, even though I don't care and don't want to know.
Yeah.
So if he was doing it well enough that I didn't know it, which means he must not have been being that loud about it. Whereas I know everybody else's freaking politics, and I don't want to know. I really wish I didn't know the actor for Hulk's and Bruce Banner's politics, but he won't shut up about it.
Yeah, and we're going to get into a subject here in a little bit, and that's that was the one person that when I saw, I immediately kind of like, oh, all right. But yeah, when we get into the Spider-Man thing, that was one thing I could have done without was having that character in the movie, but whatever.
I try to just ignore actors' real life persona when I see them in things, man. That's I honestly, anybody who is being bent politically by what actors are saying might not be the best voter in the world. I'm just saying, you know.
They're definitely not the people you should be taking your information from.
Yeah.
Given that they're usually very, very poorly informed.
Oh,
I mean, dude, they live a lifestyle that is so different than 99% of the, rest of the country. So it's really hard to go, yeah, you know how I feel, I hear you. No, I mean, but then again, politicians live a life different than 99% of the world and probably shouldn't even be where they're at. So, all right, let's move on.
Please do.
Ubisoft, man, I think they managed to stay out of our news feed last week, but they're back and coming in strong. Ubisoft ends game development at Tom Clancy studio Red Storm, resulting in 105 job losses. Now, here's the thing. Man. I mean, they've been having the Tom Clancy studio not working on Tom Clancy games for a while now, though. So, I mean, yeah.
It's not a good thing they're cleaning house, but they're cleaning house. They're just tearing through it.
The studios lately had been focused on VR games, such as Werewolves Within, Star Trek Bridge Crew, and the Assassin's Creed Nexus VR. His most recent project was the free-to-play The Division Heartland, which was canceled in 2024. So,
even on the Ubisoft page, Assassin's Creed Shadows is 50% off. Even Ubisoft is directly selling it to you. Oh my God, Star Wars Outlaws is 70% off. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Oh my God.
Star Wars Outlaws on Game Pass right now. If you really want to play it,
it's almost cheaper to buy it. It's only $21, and it was originally $70.
I think it's on premium. If I really wanted to play it, I think it's available, but I have zero interest in that game.
I mean, pricing says that. I'm on the Ubisoft website. I was just curious what they've been doing, and apparently severely lowering the prices of all their games.
Well, I mean, Steam has its spring sale going on right now until the 26th.
I'm not on spring. I'm not on Steam though. I'm on Ubisoft site.
Well, I get that, but a lot of times when Steam has its big sales, a lot of the other game companies put their stuff on sale locally as well. So that is a possibility.
And it's also 50% off on Steam. So it's 50% off at both locations. But I don't think it's 50% off because it's the spring sale. I'm not. It's Assassin's Creed Shadows, man. that one ain't gonna fly. Nice try though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, dude. I mean, Steam. You don't know. You don't know. Um, but yeah. So if you are picking up, you're looking for something to play. Steam has got its sale going on. Marathon is not doing too bad. It's still rocking around. I mean, its all-time peak was 77,000. It's been rocking 53,000 peaks, 24-hour. So, and has a very positive review on Steam. I know we were talking crap about it a while back.
And an all-time peak of 77,000 is not great for a multiplayer PvP shooter.
Well, it's 88,000, but right now it's at 53.
But it's holding with a 53,000 peak, so.
But the fact that it couldn't break 6 digits is kind of concerning.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that it held weight though is a lot better than some games.
More people are playing Overwatch on Steam, and Overwatch is an Epic game that has its own launcher. And more people are playing Overwatch on its competitor platform. So,
that's true. Wow, I did not realize that many people would be
going to put anybody out of business.
I'm shocked that many people are playing Overwatch on Steam.
I know. I just pulled that up. 88,000.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Like, wow, and they're playing it on Steam.
Wow.
Yeah, Marathon's been steady, but it's been steady mediocre. Nobody said the game was dying, but it ain't living either.
Well, I mean, it also has a very positive review. It's like 85%, man.
It's a nice review, but it ain't bringing people in.
I am curious. I mean, with that kind of staying power is pretty good, though.
Arc Raiders is rocking 158,000.
Well, what's its peak?
481,000.
See, so it's had a large drop off.
I mean, it's also a significantly older game.
Well, yeah.
But when did Arc Raiders come out, though?
Yeah. 4 months ago.
4 months ago.
Whereas Marathon came out like, what, a week ago?
It came out October 30th was Arc Raiders, yeah.
All right, when did Marathon release?
Marathon released on the 15th?
17 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 17 days ago versus 4 months ago.
17? Okay, yeah.
Nah.
There's its release, yeah. March 6th.
Like, if you go look at 17 days after Arc Raiders came out, it probably still had 300,000 players. So we got to make a reasonable comparison.
So how many? What was the all-time peak? 88,000 for Marathon.
Yeah.
Helldivers 2, which was released February of 2024, has a current player count of 74,000 and a 24-hour peak of 78,000, and it's 2 years old.
And it's over 2 years old. So again, it's not going to kill Helldivers or Arc Raiders, but doesn't mean it can't maintain. It's got numbers to hold position. Assuming they didn't, I don't know, spend an ungodly amount of money making it, then they should be fine. They didn't do that, right? They didn't cover every news channel and comic book with advertisements.
It was a $40 game, wasn't it? So I mean, it's not like it was a AAA game, but still, you would think you would have at that price point more players, especially in the beginning. But
you make me curious. Let's see, what did it look like in 17 days? Okay, so it came out. This was December 31st. Let's do the whole thing. There we go. Let's go all the way back. October 31st, 253,000. Okay, it went up in 17 days. It started at lower. It jumped to like 400,000 in 17 days. It wasn't going down. It was going up.
Okay. Well, then, okay. Maybe your marathon thing sticks then.
I don't have a marathon thing. I'm just saying that they're not the Arc Raiders killer. That's my thing. I don't think they're going to kill Arc Raiders. I didn't say they might not get their own audience, but I don't think Arc Raiders cares. or even knows they exist in any real way. And honestly, you shouldn't try to be the Arc Raiders killer. You should build your own fan base. Like, Arc Raiders has more going on in it than Marathon. It's a different thing. You're fighting robots. When you meet people, there's not teams. There's a lot of, will we work together? Will we not work together? There's a very strategic element to the asset bring back. You've got a special pocket where you can't lose items, but you can't put weapons in it. So you have to do a lot of thinking about how you go about it. Marathon's a little bit more of a straightforward shooter. You know, it's a little more straightforward. It definitely doesn't have any NPC challenges that I know of where you get attacked by giant walker robots and drones and stuff. Because there's a third faction, or should I say second? Well, no, because it's player versus robots that are trying to kill everybody. That's the third faction, is the alien robots running around that are a danger. They don't have that in Marathon. It's a straight PvP. It's me versus you. That's it. I could technically meet up with somebody online with Arc Raiders, and we can decide to go fight the robots and cooperate. That's not something that happens in Marathon. So, see what I'm saying? And to me, they're different enough that they're not even really competitors. I feel, and then Helldivers is a whole different genre in that you're always working together for the most part and fighting against the aliens or robots or whichever faction. So their real competitor would be probably PUBG. Extraction shooter is really closer to what I would call it, an extraction shooter, which Arc Raiders does kind of fall in that, but like I said, it has some more elements. So I think they should have just stuck to their own thing and not been trying to talk crap at another one, and just should have grew their own audience. They appear to be. They're doing way better than High Guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't even want to compare with PUBG numbers, though. I mean, PUBG 24-hour peak is 835,000.
Yeah, nobody wants to compare with them, But I feel like they're more PUBG than Arc Raiders from what I've seen. They feel more PUBG than Arc Raiders to me. Except for maybe I don't think they have the shrinking zones. I'd have to watch some more. Most of it was straight PvP when I saw it.
8.2 years ago had a 3,257,000 peak.
All right, so we'll stick with Arc Raiders. Maybe they picked their fight for a reason. Maybe they picked Arc Raiders. But hey, more power to them that they're maintaining. A lot of people thought they'd fall off. My fear is that it's price. As a matter of fact, like they spent a lot of money on Marathon.
If you go to Steam charts and you go all-time peak, PUBG is the all-time peak of all games on Steam. Like, there is no higher all-time peak.
But it's also free to play. So
the part that shocked me about Marathon is that they're maintaining. I'm just shocked that their peak is so
Holy crap. Black Myth Wukong is the second highest. Pal World, third.
Do not doubt the great sage. Wait, Pal World? Pokemon sucks. That's gotta hurt.
Wow.
Well, you know what ain't gonna show up on there? A game that's peak gameplay was 77, like only 80,000. So again, they're maintaining, but I think more people tried out High Guard. Wait a minute, I don't think wasn't High Guard's peak like 90,000? Okay, that's too funny. I gotta see now. No, wait, it was over 100-something thousand, wasn't it? Oh my God.
I think so.
Oh, sorry. It's just always amazing. Well, I mean, it makes sense. The game's dead.
An all-time peak of 97,000 for High Guard.
So they didn't even manage to hit High Guard's number of people that tried it. So here's the thing. It's clear that if you try Marathon, you'll probably like it, but it doesn't have the appeal that many people are even trying it. So they need to figure out how to get people on the game. Because it seems like keeping it... Well, actually, wait. The game's not that old. Managing to keep that many people for 2 weeks is not really a big achievement, now that I think about it. We're so used to games failing that we forget that that's not normal for you to be like at half of your peak immediately. Because that's only 2 weeks. It's a little over 2 weeks, man. if you can't keep people on your game for 2 weeks, is that really a decent game? You know what I mean? So, but they got decent numbers. I think 55 can keep a game afloat if the cost isn't too high.
That's got to hurt right there. New World, peak of 913,000.
Yeah, there was a time.
And that game's shutting down.
Well, I mean, it's also been out for a long time. I mean, when did that come out, man?
New World came out back in
4.4.
2021.
It's under the peak. Oh, no, actually, that's the peak from 4.4 years ago, so you're right. It could be older than that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it came out in 2021, so.
5 years. All right, let's move on. I mean, like I said, it's good that they're staying above water, but it looks like they're going to be another entry that's out there. You can play it, but I don't think it's going to be competition for the big boys.
Well, speaking of games and numbers, I know you were looking forward to Crimson Desert. It came out this week. With a 248,000 peak.
$250,000. Mm-hmm. And it's still there.
Yeah, actually, its peak was today, even though it's been out for a couple of days. Sold more than 2 million copies in less than 24 hours. Very mixed reviews, though.
And weird extremes. Like I said, it's amazing how many people rate it really low or really high. I haven't seen as many middle-of-the-road reviews as I'd expect, so it seems to be what they would call a very divisive game, where you love it or you hate it.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it has some pretty demanding system specs, which often cause review issues. They did not support an entire graphics card brand, which
and don't plan to. They told
they tell people to look into getting refunds if you have an Intel Arc, because they don't have any plans right now to support that. Which honestly, Intel Arc graphics cards sort of suck, man. You probably shouldn't be playing this type of game on an Intel Arc. I mean, anything too graphic intense.
I mean, my only reason I don't own the game yet is because of just actually, there's some things they're going to fix that I'm like you've ran into this before. How many times have you busted your tail or Bloodaxe has busted their tail and then the game does an update that completely negates all of that because they fixed something that made you not have to do that? There's apparently a bit of.
I mean, we're going to talk around. We're going to talk about Borderlands later, so.
Yeah, so they're about to. I know, right? Like leveling a character. I hate that me and Bloodaxe started leveling second characters that they're about to fix that. But Jesus, they took so long. But anyway, sorry, just mentioning it got me off track. But like, there's a couple of things I want that I'm like, well, I'm not going to jump in until they fix that. You know, and that's my thing. But the game looks amazing. I think I'd enjoy it. And they're like, oh, but it's hard. Like, threaten me with a good time. I mean, you know, I beat Black Myth Wukong enough times to unlock True Great Sage. You know what I'm saying? It's like, doesn't scare me. You know, new game 5, 6, 7 on Elden Ring. I'm not a vet. There's people that are new game like 100. But I'm saying difficulty is not a deterrent for me. Complex controls. Some of these online games are like, you know, you're over here and you're like,
well, it's not just complex controls. It's that they released the game without keyboard and controller mapping. And having
there's a lot of games that don't let you change the controls, man.
That's poor development, dude. Every game should have key mapping as a day one feature. There's no reason not to have it.
To me, I'm used to having to deal with it. I agree, it's annoying. I've just had to deal with it so many times. You know, I play a lot of games I don't mess with, little weird games I'd grab up and like, Unfortunately, a current problem, I agree completely, is the inability to do full mapping. It's way more common than you guys think. I play a lot of the games, a lot of action games. It's
Don't
common.
act like you're special, dude. I mean, we all play a bunch of weird games, man. Look, I get it. There's a lot of games out there that don't have mapping, but I'm saying it's a feature that every game should have. I mean, dude, you act like you play a lot. I mean, I know I've seen Bloodaxe play games I never even heard of, popping up on his what he's playing right now. You know, I play all kinds of weird games. Saying we all play a bunch of games, dude.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, mapping should not be hard. Should be a day one feature. Every game I've played that doesn't have mapping, I'd say the same damn thing. I don't care how good your keyboard or your controller schematic is when you release your game, you should still have mapping. For nothing else, I mean, we talk about in games all these you know, access for people, you know, with disabilities and stuff like that. Without mapping, you're killing a bunch of your audience with custom hardware that you know, that have disabilities. And that's been something that a lot of things have focused on recently. So to come out without mapping, that's a pretty big faux pas.
For those that are uninitiated, and what is mapping? There's Xeno.
Mapping's just the options where you can go into settings and you can go, this happens when I hit spacebar. This happens when I hit the 1, the 2, the 3. Okay. Or if you're on your controller, you can go, okay, jump is going to be A for me. I'm used to A being jump, so I want to map jump to A.
Not all games. There's a lot of games, especially on the Switch, that you can't do mapping on, which was super duper duper frustrating, but it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, okay. Consoles probably have had less mapping, but PC mapping has always been more common. And the games that have been, and it seems like more recent that I've seen more and more games coming out without mapping on PC, which is weird.
Damn, it's 4:15 already.
Apparently, I've upset Q. He's being quiet. Yep. I've upset Q. Anyway, so I'm curious how Crimson's going to do. I mean, it's one of those. I mean, it's gotten up to mostly positive on Steam now. It was mixed for a while, but it's definitely one. I agree with Q on the wait and see strategy, because I am tired of jumping into these games and then going, oh, wow, that would have been nice to have before I grinded through, you know, all these levels.
That's probably the biggest thing about Crimson Desert I've observed, because it does have things I wish were in Where Winds Meet that we were hoping for. There are a buttload of factions, and they actually pay attention to what you do. You kill their enemies, you increase your faction rating. Every NPC has a trust rating with you you can build up, and that changes how they interact with you. Kind of like Kingdom Come Deliverance. The first one. Like, that depth of immersion in the game is awesome. They talk about how sometimes you don't get a quest by somebody having a Margot to head. Somebody may walk by and slide a note in your hand. You know, slip it in your pocket. And you read it later, and that leads to a quest. It's got a level of in-depth immersion that appeals to me and catches my eye. But I know that frustrating mechanics can mess things up. The fact that they said they're going to put out a storage as in the form of a bank for you to store materials, because apparently that's been a big complaint. I don't know if it's been implemented yet, but when I first came out, that was a big issue with people, was you only had your backpack and there's crafting. So you accumulate materials and you reach that point to where you're like, okay, I need a place to store some of this. That's a basic thing that almost every game does that has crafting. Because crafting is that you need to store stuff. Because sometimes you don't want to craft it right now. Sometimes you want to craft a higher tier. I mean, we played Kingdom Come Deliverance. I know I stored a lot of materials until I increased my alchemy. Because I didn't want to make the worst version of the potion. You know what I'm saying? So I would store premium stuff to come back later when I got the perk that says I make 2 potions instead of 1 and to make it later. Not being able to store things is a mechanic that if they weren't planning to fix it, I wouldn't care about. But if they are, we'll wait till they do it. Similarly, there's a couple of other things that need touch up, so I'm going to let them do that. Because
It
I
seems
believe this game is going to be
shocking.
amazing post patches.
Yeah, it seems shocking to me that they would have a storage issue. Just out of the fact that, I mean, looking at the game, I would assume you would be able to purchase or rent a home or something, and be able to have storage chests. Just the way the game looks. Obviously, I've not played the game yet. I've held off because of the mixed reviews, and I just didn't feel like dropping $70 on a game right now. That is
On that.
At least 3 days ago, they still had a problem with there no place to store your stuff. No place to store things out of your backpack. I don't know if that's been fixed yet, but I know that I'm reading right now, and they're going, yeah, there's no way to store your materials. So that, and they're going to fix it. They commented on it, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait till they fix that. Because me and you, come on, in particular, Zeno,
well, yeah, I'm
we're
a
really
hoarder.
bad hoarders, like really
Yeah,
bad hoarders. I'm not saying Bloodaxe ain't a hoarder, but me and Zeno have a problem. I've seen it. We got a really bad problem. I mean, my Borderlands 4 bank is very close to full, and I empty it out and fill it right back up because I keep everything. I have every gun. I have a copy of every legendary in Borderlands 4, even the kaleidoscope, which is garbage. I have class mods for every character. I only play 2 now, and I was only playing 1. When Bloodaxe needed class mods, he's like, I need this. I need this enhancement. He's like, you don't use that. I'm like, I know, I keep everything. I can
Yeah.
imagine I would be going crazy with a full backpack and finding something that looks important. I would be losing my mind, man.
I need a hero bullet with bullet hose.
There you go.
Damn, Mike. Seriously? Okay.
And this was long before like I started like looking at the mods. Like I just had everything for his class. I finally like got rid of a few things that I was holding for Rafa because I just realized Zeno ain't coming back until Thursday. Like he ain't coming back until the story
Maybe.
DLC comes out. And you know
Maybe.
what? He didn't miss anything. Well, no. Here's the sad part. Like, okay, I don't want to jump to that topic till we actually go to it, but there's a lot of opinions about Borderlands 4.
well, I mean, we can go ahead and jump to it, I guess. I mean, let's run through a few things because I figure your Borderlands thing's going to take a little bit. So let's go jump through a couple things that are small. But judge orders Subnautica 2 studio CEO fired by Crafton to be reinstated. Gives them full control over early access Steam launch. Apparently, like extended the time they had to get the 250 million payout. So
Well, the reasoning behind it, if you've read that article and seen some more on it, is because the judge looked at it and Crafton kept changing the damn reason they said that they did it. And they're just like, okay, man, you can't just keep changing your excuse to try to see what fits. Like, he just got tired of it. He was just like, yeah, we did it because of this. That doesn't watch. Well, then we did it because of this. No, that's not how that works. You had a reason you did it.
mhm.
Can't keep changing it. You know what I'm saying?
Is this the situation where the guy bought the company and said we're going to pay you this extra money if you sell or if this happens, and they were going to get to that point, and so instead of actually getting lawyers to try to figure out because he didn't want to pay that much, they used like AI to figure out a loophole to try to get rid of him, and it failed. Is that this okay?
They fired the devs, pushed the date so that the game wouldn't come out within the window so that it would be impossible to get the bonus. And then finally, when they realized they probably going to win a lawsuit, they tried to say, we're going to give them $25 million. And they're like, that's like a tenth of what he promised. And apparently the judge just said, I'm sick of this crap.
Now, here's the thing that gets me is so Subnautica 2. Now the guy, he's back, and apparently Crafton released the release date to be May for the pre-release, and now this is just one of those weird things that gets me. Is so he was saying he was fired because the game wasn't ready. And he said the game was ready, and they just fired him because they didn't want to pay him the money. But now they're saying they want to release the game in May, and now that he's back on top, he's saying the game's not ready. That's the only thing that caught me that was weird on this whole thing.
You don't know what happened while he was gone.
True. I don't.
Because it could have been on schedule to be ready. But then he got fired. And we don't know, Crafton might have scratched half the work he did.
That's true. Okay, you got a point there. It just caught me off guard when I saw the release where he was like, "Oh man, but the game, I feel like it's going to damage the game if we release it that soon. It's not ready." And I was like, "Wait a second, wasn't the whole point that it was ready?" But you are right, it was going to be ready, and we don't know what Crafton did after they kicked them and all that stuff.
You know what slows down production? Firing all of your top devs.
Good point there. Good catch. Because that threw me mentally for a bit, but that's a reasonable explanation.
I wouldn't say this about every company. I would say this about Ubisoft and Blizzard also. But Crafton, there are people that say Crafton's worse than Blizzard and Ubisoft, man. Like, I was surprised. Like, I've seen some impressive people go like, oh no, they should be on the list of like worst companies ever. So they may have literally like started screwing it up to keep it from being ready. Because they would rather this game don't come out, I believe, than pay that money. Like they do not want to pay that money, and I think they'll do anything to prevent it. So he's probably going in and trying to get everything back on track.
There you go. Good. That's a good call. All right. Let's see. Next we have Saudi Arabia buys another 5% of Capcom. This is not the same people who bought EA, but this is, I think, is a group directly under the prince, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. So
it's all the same people, man.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, Bell South and South Bell are separate companies. No, man, come on.
A lot of people are worried about Saudi Arabia and gaming. A lot of people are calling out the recent call outs against Tencent, but yet we're letting Saudi Arabia get away with a lot of things. So it's one of those.
But why is it happening?
There's so much nuance. I can't really talk too much on the subject, but it is one of those things that I would say I want to keep an eye on, and I advise that people who are interested in the game industry to keep an eye on.
Dude, I get it, but the problem is that they keep making bad calls. Like Street Fighter 6 is all over the place, man. And Tekken, oh my God, people are pissed about Tekken's last update. It's like these companies aren't trying to make money. Because people will literally look at them and say, here's what you got to do. And they'll go, okay, go F yourself. And then they do something different. And then they go, oh no, we're not making money. And it's like, you're not listening, man.
Yeah.
They nerfed Akuma, who wasn't considered top. Okay, I follow the fighting game stuff, but I'm not going to get into a big spiel. Let's just say it doesn't feel like they care what the people who play their games say. Which leads to you not making much money, which leads to your company having to sell some of its stock. if you're not going to try to succeed, you're going to end up losing.
I think the problem is we haven't seen what Saudi Arabia is going to do with it yet. Like they are a unknown.
But I'm not blaming Saudi Arabia for them being able to buy it. I'm going to blame Capcom.
Well, no, Capcom, I mean the game industry's been screwing up left and right. I mean we've talked about this.
We've been begging for Mega Man Legends 3. We got other games we've asked for. On Capcom, people have been requesting things, and they've been like, meh. And it's just like, and it's ego. You want to know the most common thing I see? People make suggestions or make a request. The people running the game go, shut up, bitch. I do what I want. And then this happens. Because guess what? That doesn't sell games. There's a reason Andrew Dice Clay ain't big anymore. Talking crap to your customers don't work. That attitude ain't popular. You know what I'm saying? Because money's hard. Dude, all three of us, we got disposable income. And even we don't feel our money is so low value to put it into something where they don't respect us and they won't listen to us. It's just true. Can I buy Crimson Desert right now? Yeah. I can buy Crimson Desert. I can buy Diablo 4 again, and we were talking about that earlier. I can do all of that. But I don't like the way Blizzard's acting. I'm not giving them more money just to play a Warlock with their attitude. I'm not going to buy games again that I've already bought from when the games are not improving. Crimson Desert. I'm really kind of very interested in the game, but they got to show me they're going to make that change people are asking for, because I'm sick of putting my money into a game and then they ignore us. And dang it always goes back to Borderlands 4. But I'm tired of putting money into a company and they drag their feet, do what they want, take their time, and act like we'll do it when we damn well feel like it. Well, they did not get my money. So Crimson Desert did get my money. I don't think they did anything wrong, but I want to see them make the changes people are asking for so that I know I'm not investing my money poorly.
Yeah. Well, speaking of people that have, ignored the fans, Joss Whedon with Firefly, where he pretty much did the movie just it was a sort of a flip off to the fans. Is not involved in the new Firefly animated series that they've announced. So hopefully we will get what the fans wanted with Firefly with this new series. I'm excited about this one. I'm a huge Firefly fan, and I'm looking forward to see what they do.
What did you like about Firefly? Stop to think about what was the appeal of Firefly. It was the actors and their performances.
I don't know, man.
The universe is not that interesting, dude.
It was an interesting universe. I like the universe. I like the sci-fi mixed with Western feel.
I believe that life was breathtaking. For me, everybody on that show was amazing. Every character was likable and intriguing in their own way. It's one of the best set of performances I've seen since old school Star Trek, where you're just like, who's your favorite character? Just about everybody except Wesley Crusher. You know what I'm saying? Like, old Star Trek, Kirk, even Sulu. I don't know what the heck happened to Joe Takei. I like me some Sulu, man. I thought he was freaking awesome. Love the original cast. Love Next Generation. Love me some Deep Space Nine. Oh my goodness, Deep Space Nine. This is the way I feel about Firefly. Without them there giving those performances, I don't know if it's going to pull it off. While anime can be expressive, it can't replace live actors all the time.
Well, no.
And there's just a slight motion that characters in Firefly can do that just conveyed. And I don't think that animation is going to do it justice. It's not an insult. I think these guys were incredible. I don't think put it like this: it's going to take anime level, and it's going to take damn good anime level to maintain the incredible performances. And unfortunately, they don't have some of those people available. As I'm segueing into, like we've lost, I believe. At least was it Bishop? You said.
Yeah. I mean, I think the rest of the main cast is there. You know, and
Are they
I
going to be
mean,
on this show? Are they coming back for the animated series to reprise their roles?
yeah,
Most of them
yeah,
are.
most of them are.
I'll miss Bishop though, man. Who are they going to get to replace him? The guy was awesome. Every character was an amazing actor on that show. I mean, for their
Yeah.
performances, they
I
just
mean,
really.
he wasn't on the ship, I think, the entire series anyway. Like, I
You're
think
correct.
so, but a lot of people are hoping that they bring him back just because he was
Idris Elba.
a
Idris Elba.
I mean,
Let
it's
him
just
voice
a
him.
it's just a voice. I don't think you need Idris Elba to do the voice.
I don't know. I
But yeah,
mean,
Shepherd
I'm
was
not
his
trying to
name.
poop on
That's
your
right.
parade
I'm sorry,
because
Shepherd
Shepard.
Book. Yeah.
But that's the difference between us, though. Is you got to remember something. My opinion is very valid because I'm not a sci-fi guy.
Mhm.
So for me to even like Firefly is because one, the old Western themes were also amazing with it. Reminds me of Cowboy Bebop, man. And but the performances were just amazing. And I don't know if they could keep me interested unless they can really bring that back, man. Now, can they, and is it possible? Dude, we've seen who's doing it. What's it going to be on? What's it going to show on? Is it Netflix? Is it Amazon? What is it?
Let's see. They partnered with 20th Television Animation. The series doesn't have a home yet.
If you told me, see, my boy Flynn even said it. Please don't mess it up. I'm with him.
Oh no,
Like
I
maybe on
agree.
Netflix because Netflix has surprised me. I've been shocked by some Netflix animation. Really have. That Castlevania series, especially the first one, the first season, was really threw me for a loop where I was just like, I mean, my boy Isaac, fuck, like that was an amazing. But even Dracula and Alucard, every character, even some of the characters I didn't like them, but they were awesome. Like it was that man, I hate that dude, but man, that dude's cool. It was an incredible performance. It's possible, but let's just be realistic. You know, I don't want to break your heart, but it's like it's a half court shot, man. They ain't got to do. It ain't three. It ain't a 3 point. It's a half court shot. They got to hit that from half court. It's a hard shot. But let's keep our fingers crossed. But not even having a home, and I don't know that studio that well. That just makes me more concerned. Maybe they'll surprise us. I'd rather it was in the hands of
Yeah,
some veterans.
I don't know if they've done. I mean, looking at what the 20th Television Animation has done, I don't think they've done a lot in that style that would. Because I mean, 20th Television Animation did Family Guy, The Simpsons, Bob Burgers, American Dad, Futurama, King of the Hill. But those are really sort of crappy animation. Now they did a RWBY, which is
Ruby, yeah.
yeah, decent animation. Uh,
It got better later. You watched the earlier. I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. There's some hardcore Ruby fans out there, but
yeah,
y'all suckers know if you go back and watch the first season again, it was not a very impressive looking show. All right,
but I
I don't
mean,
care. I stand by that statement.
Ruby is about the highest quality animation they've done.
Yes,
And like you said,
I'm looking.
you're gonna need a good quality animation to
Are you
properly
trying to claim that
portray.
Koala Man was not pure cinema? Koala Man.
So you're gonna need some high quality animation to really pull off that. That's
Oh God,
yeah,
this is. I'm sorry, man. I apologize now because I'm looking at their history and
yeah.
wow,
I know I am
this
too,
is concerning. Because you know you can highlight on Wiki and it'll pull up like a screenshot from the show, and I'm like, ooh.
dude. I have yeah. No, I mean I'm pulling up like it's not looking good.
It's really cartoony. It's not. None of
Yeah,
this is looking particularly.
I definitely
No.
don't want Firefly in the style of Family Guy. You know,
That's their better ones. I saw some. Did you see Koala Man?
I know. But I'm just saying, the style, man. You don't want that
Bob's
style.
Burgers. I love me some Bob's Burgers, but that's not a beautiful show. It's funny as heck, but it's ugly.
Yeah.
Oh well, good luck. That's all I can say. Good luck, man.
Alrighty. Let's see what else we got. The official Spider-Man trailer was released this week for Spider-Man: Brand New Day. I liked it. I know Q was whiny about it. He didn't really care for it. But you said you didn't care for it, right?
No, I had questions about it. I started off by saying how Tom Holland is literally an amazing Spider-Man. I said I'd probably see it with my son. It's not on my must-watch. But why? Because Marvel sucks. I kept saying I don't trust Marvel in general. Now, I am curious about the ninjas and stuff and the body hopping, but Tom Holland's incredible, man. I think he can carry the movie on his own. As long as he don't tie it into Doomsday or Doctor Doom too much, because that's going to suck, dude. That's going to suck really bad. That Doctor Doom really looks like it's going to suck, which bothers me because I love Doctor Doom so much.
I will say this the first shot of the trailer reminded me of Deadpool. Like, I was just waiting for him to, like, jump down and kill a bunch of people, you know? Because, you know, Deadpool 1, he starts off with his feet wobbling on, Anyways.
Except that he's upside down.
Yeah, he is upside down because it's Spider-Man.
I mean, I was fascinated by the mutation. I even told you about the comic book story, which I guess, I don't know if I want to say it because I don't want to spoil it in case it ends up being in the movie, but, you know, the DNA mutation is a story arc.
I mean, it's been a story arc in multiple comics, and it's been a story arc in the cartoon.
And it tends to end up tying into the X-Men, because that's where, while here he talks to Banner, he also went to talk to the X-Men about his mutation of his DNA. And since we know that the X-Men are going to feature in the Doctor Doom movie, it does bring up the question of, are they going to use this to have him talk to, like, Hank, you know, Beast or something? Are they going to use this to have a moment where, hey, look, X-Men are coming? I don't expect it to be a major role. It might be a stinger at the end, but I wonder if they're going to play off of that, because it's very clear his DNA is mutated. There was even a shot where his eyes changed color, and we all know from being comic book fans what happens when he first had his DNA mutate out of control. It led to a pretty dark storyline. You know what I mean? So that'll be interesting if they decide to do that instead of doing Venom. You know, they go a different direction. So we'll see.
But yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Now, the only thing I'm concerned about is I mean, we've got Punisher in here. We have Banner in here. We have Scorpion in here. We have some body snatching thing. We have ninjas. It seems like it's going to be a packed movie.
I've heard rumors of spoilers too, where there may be some less than popular decisions made, not related to Tom Holland, but possibly involving Tobey Maguire. That's kind of messed up. I hope they're not true, because I don't feel those are necessary for drama. But supposedly, rumors, unfounded, take them not with just some salt, but a little bit of vodka, that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man may die, is what's been passed around. Cannot verify. I feel it's unnecessary, so I hope they don't, because just leave them alone. We got a great ending for the other two. The Garfield and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man's got great wrap-ups in the last movie. You don't need to go back and whack them for drama. I really hope they don't do anything that unnecessary. So, but the good news is, it sounds like the kind of thing that can be pulled out of the story also very easily. So hopefully they just skip that and don't do that at all. Let's keep our fingers crossed that that does not end up being the case. But I don't know why he's fighting ninjas. I don't know if that doesn't even look like that's the hand. So I don't know. This looks like this should be Shang-Chi. So I'm not sure what the, you know, is Stick and Daredevil going to show up? Maybe. You know, he did show up once. He was his lawyer. Don't forget.
Yeah.
So the Hand could exist because we know that Matt Murdock exists. So maybe Spider-Man fights the Hand and some, I don't know, Shadow King. I don't know. I don't know who's hopping bodies.
That's a lot of conflict, a lot of villains between Scorpion that we saw, Boomerang, Tarantula, Tombstone, and then Ninja. I mean, that's a lot. It's almost like Spider-Man 3 all over again. You pick a lane. You can't.
I don't know. And they're not doing the Sinister Six because we're not seeing the right lineup. The closest thing to Sinister Six was the last movie. They had more members present there, even though they really only had about maybe 2. But yeah, they're not doing Sinister Six here. They're not bringing in Vulture and Morbius and Kraven like they were planning.
Well, and that's sort of a weird thing that's going on because I mean we also saw in the last movie and the Stinger, we saw that a piece of the symbiote was left behind, and so there's also weird things like that. That is that going to get brought up? Are we going to have Venom in here as well?
But they're already doing the genetic mutation, and they know that.
No, I think they would have led off with Venom to get hype. I think now if this is successful again with the 5th one, I would not be surprised if Venom went in the 5th one. I think they would have led off with Tom Hardy or I guess this multiverses version of Venom. I think they would.
Well, okay, let me replace that. Not Venom, but the symbiote. The symbiote was left
Black
behind.
Suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You're saying that maybe they'll do the Black Suit Spider-Man arc, which is its own arc before it goes full Venom.
And that's where they messed up in the 3rd film was you have to have that as the central story. You can't have Sandman and Hobgoblin. No. If you want to do it right and do it justice and not insult people who read the comics, and I have all 16 comic book issues of Maximum Carnage, you've got to focus on that storyline. But the thing that I did appreciate is for the first 3 films, it was the high school thing, but he didn't have that brooding depression, I'm a loner type mentality that we kind of grew up reading with Peter Parker, because that's how a lot of us identified with Peter Parker, is because we were the nerds, we were the geeks, we felt alone, we felt like we were outcast, ostracized, and he's getting into that now. So I think
he's doing that now,
more in line with what historically the comic book was like, and that
he had a little bit of that in the first and the second one. He had sort of gotten out of it by the 3rd one, and I think he's going. They're putting him back in it.
They undersold the Flash Thompson bullying situation completely. So I think getting back into that is going to steer the ship back correctly again. And I would love for this to lean into another Stinger where, we do get into the Venom and the symbiote and the Black Suit Spider-Man, and, he's done his mutation and now, or he's gotten past this phase of his evolution, and how is that going to interact with the symbiote? And so, I mean, it's got a lot of possibilities, but number one, it's Sony that's doing it, and they've done a phenomenal job. Realistically, in all 3 iterations of the Spider-Man resets they've done, and they haven't done a bad movie yet. So I will, until they start putting up Disney level garbage, we will probably go see it, because one of my sons is as massive a Spider-Man fan as I am. So we're going to go probably opening weekend, and I'll let you guys know how it is. But if it was anything else that was Disney was churning out, I would have less interest and enthusiasm about. But this one I'm interested. Now, some of the villains are deep cuts. A lot of your normies aren't going to know who Tombstone is or Boomerang. So Scorpion they probably heard of before, but some of the other guys are like, who are these villains? And that's where you're kind of on the dangerous side of maybe not having a $1 billion movie.
I mean,
all has good word of mouth.
Yeah, all they have to do to keep it as a successful Spider-Man movie is beat the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because the Amazing Spider-Man 2, it to me it was the worst with Electro.
Yeah.
You know, as long
the
as
acting of that was bad, but Garfield did a fantastic job.
no, Garfield was a great Spider-Man.
He was a
Electro
darker Spider-Man, but it was played really well.
was poorly done, and I think that was the biggest thing is how bad they did with Electro.
God, did they really just?
Now they did redeem Electro a bit in Spider-Man 3.
I'm just worried there's too much going on because like ninjas, enemy, like the fact that we don't know who's, like I said, you recognize more even than I did, but I'm like looking at ninjas and I'm like, why are ninjas? Well, who's mind hopping? How is Spider-Man supposed to deal with that? That's not really a Spider-Man problem. People that can hop bodies, not exactly optimal for Spider-Man to have to deal with, man.
And then the major part of the trailer was him trying to get back into his friend group. And so you've got so much going on. I just don't see how you can tell a good story.
And even though they don't remember who he is, they don't remember who Spider-Man specifically is, but they know of Spider-Man. If I found out there was some dude that could possess bodies, I'd call Doctor Strange, man. And I'd be like, hey, look, I know you don't know me, but there's a body hopping entity out there. I need you to look into that. You know, like there's points where that's the only problem with this combined universe. Is there are times I feel like you need to pick up the phone and be like, yo, Doctor Strange? Yeah, I can't deal with that, man. It's body hopping. Can you come handle that? I'll fight the ninjas and I'll handle Punisher, but like, I don't know what to do with that. I shoot webs. You know, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even interested in seeing him deal with that. I'm more interested in seeing his mutation. That's the only part that really caught my attention.
The mutation is the part that did catch me the most. Like, I'm interested in how they're going to do the mutation.
Especially the cocoon. That was obviously meant to be a cocoon, the webbing. I'm very curious where they're going with that. And I'm also curious because of the weird interaction between him and his friends after the results of the last movie. Tom Holland's so charming, as are the other actors, that I'm kind of like, this will be cool. This will be interesting to see. I wasn't impressed by Scorpion's look.
It was weird.
Because the reason Scorpion needed an entire suit was to handle the weight of the tail. Them kind of doing the not fully armored up and bulked up with like stuff, Scorpion looked kind of weird. Maybe we didn't get a big enough shot, but he needs an exoframe to do that, man. That's going to mess with my head of being too into the lore to know that should not work. When he swings his tail, he should go flying across a room just from weight and momentum alone. That's why Scorpion was larger than usual and had a full suit. Even though it looked stupid, it served a purpose. You know what I'm saying? To weigh down the frigging tail. I know it's comic books, but Spider-Man comic books were not known for going super off the wall all the time, I guess I should say. So, like, most of his enemies functioned. But I'm like, that looked weird, that it seemed like he had a tail 4 times larger than his body just attached to, like, his back. I'm like...
Yeah.
I mean, Doc Ock moved the way he should have because of the arms. The arms held the weight. Remember, Doc Ock moved 9 times out of 10 with the arms as leverage because that would be required for the harness. That was, they did a pretty decent job at that.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, yeah, we'll move on. Last thing we got is Borderlands 4. Borderlands 4 released its cache story, which is the upcoming DLC, a new character, new Vault Hunter.
And that was after they released the one for the actual story expansion. They did a story expansion, and then they did the character short.
Yeah.
So they've done both.
I didn't think the character short was that great, just because I'm not as big into the lore, I think, as Q. Q saw like a bunch of clues in it, and so I'm going to let you talk about it, man, because all I can say is it was alright.
Like, me and Bloodaxe both watched the trailer, and I think how did you feel about the trailer, Bloodaxe?
Well, the fact that you could name everybody at the card table, except for the cultist, which I can't remember what the cultist names were.
No, they didn't bother with a lot of names. It was supposed to be 8 cultists.
The fact that you had deep cuts, or not only deep cuts, but you had references back to known material, just shows that they are still taking, stuff from prior games seriously. And what they're going to do with Mancubus, I think, is really going to give us even more information into an older DLC from Borderlands 3, because now he's gone from the lodge in Garlagos to a speakeasy, and so I'm really intrigued by it. But the story from the trailer looks like right out of Terminator. Robot pops in, give me your clothes. But the fact that he goes to this table and looking for a challenge, and he wins this magical deck from Mancubus, I almost want to think that Mancubus probably let him win on purpose. And I'm really kind of curious to see how the other people at the table, whether it be Maurice or Rose, interact, or if they even show up in the DLC. Because you got to admit, one of the coolest non-boss fights in Borderlands 3 was Rose. With the
dragon. She's a very popular character. And a lot of people wanted more of her because her body disappears when the other boss shows up, implying she's alive. And now we've seen her. We've seen her and know that she is seemingly still alive. And I'm wondering if she's going to be Vault Hunter 6, because she was cool.
She was pretty cool. Very cool. And it shows how Cash gets his gear. He walks in literally butt naked, metal and all, and then it shows how he gets his hat and his duster and how he gets his.
I will say this, just out of. I hope the naked robot is a viable skin. I think that would be cool to play with him. Just
shown some skins, and he's got close to that. He doesn't have full on, but he's definitely got like not all the other stuff on. I've seen one where he's mostly like, wearing very little. That is one of the available skins they show on the card. But the main thing that got me excited was, one, the style. This felt like an introduction to a Vault Hunter. Like, other than maybe Harlow, who I will say, really, her trailer did capture her personality. Because playing alongside Bloodaxe, I've seen how Harlow acts, and I go, oh, I get her personality and the way she thinks. And her trailer did establish that. All right. Amon's, weirdly enough, should have been better. They tried, but it didn't just hit like this one did. And we're not even talking about Vex's, which it was a joke. Her trailer was literally not even trying.
That was ridiculous.
He had almost a parody joke trailer. But Amon's, it didn't really make him pop. But this was pretty good. But yeah, it was the lore. Seeing Rose, seeing Maurice, seeing a cultist who does look like he could have been one of the bosses we fought. One of the cultist bosses. But they're playing for this deck. The reason it got me is because I long theorized way back on Wonderlands. I used to tell Bloodaxe, I believe that Tiny Tina got the ziggurat from Mancubus. There's even hints in game that when you're in the tavern, there were hints implying that Mancubus had appeared. And then in this game, I believe someone has a story where they talk about meeting a guy who made a trade with them, who's just appeared out of nowhere. So Mancubus has now become an extraordinarily interesting character in the Borderlands world. He is technically not a siren, and neither is the Inn, but he has introduced a literal arcane artifact that's named after, the Nanzi or whatever? So there's an implication that there's other entities now in the Borderlands universe, that he has possession of items of power that can make you seemingly almost as powerful as a siren, and he hands these out for whatever reason, which is fascinating. Because if he gave Tiny Tina her ziggurat that made the NPCs alive, that's wild. Because at the end of the game, if you go back to the tavern and talk to the tavern keeper, she lets you know she's aware she's in the game and she's self-aware. And like I said, there's other references to the Inn and Mancubus in that game, so the lore is increased. And that's what caught my eyes. I'm like, ooh, more lore. And then Rose. Ooh, there was Rose. She obviously was invited to this game. Is Rose, was this game before or after Bounty of Blood? I'm assuming after, because I don't think our boy Clash has been around for long. It's implied these Vault Hunters may be a bit newer, because a lot of time passed, I believe, since the end of Borderlands 3 and the start of Borderlands 4. So what's she doing now? Will she show up more in the DLC? It's fascinating. So lore-wise, it's cool. Cash seems to be super overpowered. They released the skill tree. We don't have numbers, but already Cash has ammo regen, giving himself overshields, and giving himself automatic criticals, which are literally, in Borderlands 4, the things that make Rafa and Harlow on various builds super overpowered. Is they both have the ability to go, I'm critting now. These are all criticals. I'm just critting, infinite crit type builds. And then they have ammo regen, which is insanely powerful in Borderlands 4 due to its incredibly crappy ammo efficiency. Like, you do not get really high amounts of ammo. You don't get ammo back that well. You don't have artifacts to regenerate your ammo. So some weapons have to have ammo regen or they just don't work. You know, well, he has that trait. And then he has an ability to give himself overshield. They're all situational, so how broken he really is up to debate. But he's got the 3 key things you need. He's also got lifesteal. So within him's character, theoretically, he has the stuff that make the best Vault Hunters in Borderlands 4. So he has the potential to be a Rafa or Harlow tier Vault Hunter easy. So I'm excited for it because I want to see what lore is introduced, because Mancubus is a big part of the story expansion. I think they need more. I'm tired of just being about sirens. You know, I'd like to see something in the universe, because if I ever wanted to make a game based on a Borderlands 4 universe, I'd like to have characters that have abilities that don't have to be sirens. We now know that's a thing. See what I'm saying? As a tabletop DM, I'm very interested in the setting being expanded and offering more potential.
So that's the good. The concerns I have, number one, is why bring Pickle back? Nobody likes Pickle. There's no point in having Pickle in this game.
Hey, Pickle might be a siren for some reason.
He's going to be a joke character. Number two, and even more concerning, and probably my biggest turnoff, is the level cap increase from 50 to 60. Because that last 10 levels from 40 to 50 was a slog and a grind.
Oh.
And if they're not going to give us a way to exponentially increase our experience gain, I'm going to tune out really fast, because we now have to regrind most of our gear. Class mods, enhancements, that's not a big deal, but your shields and your guns, if you don't have level 60 shields and guns with the right firmware, with the right license parts, your build's going to fall apart super, super fast. And I don't want to grind another 10 levels above and beyond what we did before. That's the reason why I stopped with the 2 Vault Hunters that I've got. So that's my biggest worry, is that we're going to get in, we're going to play the DLC, I'm going to gain 1, maybe 2 levels with Harlow. Or if we start with Cash, I'm going to go from 30 to 45 and go, you know what, I'm done. And Q's playing by himself, because he's going to grind him up. He's going to play his Cash till the end. And I'm going to lose interest in, I don't want to do that. I want to be able to have fun, but not have to go through a chore and a job of leveling a character again. So that's my biggest gripe about this. Well, my biggest concern, I don't think it's a gripe, it's a concern.
And your equipment. And all your equipment. Don't forget, you got to redo all your equipment.
Well, like I said, just the guns and the shields, because the class mods, you might get a couple of extra percentage points, but that's not a major big deal. And your enhancement, I've already got my hero bullet with all the sub pieces I need. So yeah, I might get an extra 3 or 4%, but it's the gun damage with the right firmware and license parts. Which, even if you can get the right gun, getting the right license parts is going to be a pig in a poke if they drop.
Some of them are so rare. Oh my God, some of those combos are so rare to get.
And you got the shield, and then you got your rep kits. And so we got to go back, and you know how hard it is to find a good shiny war paint with amp? So.
Oh God, it took me so long to get that Watch for Dinner with the double amp roll. Oh no, dang it. I don't want to do it again, Bloodaxe. I spent like 3 weeks.
Those are my red flags with that. But will I enjoy the DLC? Probably. The Borderlands, I don't know if they've had a bad DLC in any of the games that have come out. All of them, even from the very first game, back with Moxie's Thunderdome, all of them have been great. So
The core game, not Wonderlands. Not Wonderlands. Wonderland's season pass was trash.
That's not DLC.
You're right, it wasn't.
No,
you're correct.
The story-related DLCs, where you got everything from Dragon's Keep, which is probably the best DLC out of any game we've ever played, to the Handsome Jackpot, all the way through. They've all been fantastic.
Guns, Loves, and Tentacles was awesome, also, which literally this DLC is based on, apparently.
And I would love to see Hammerlock pop back in somehow. But
I think they would have hit that from us. If he's going to pop up, it'll be later.
Well, and as long as we get him at some point, but having him and Jacobs run around for another, maybe it's their 10-year anniversary. I don't know. That would be a fun little Easter egg. But we got Maurice. So do we see Return of the Cartels? That would be.
Don't threaten me with a good time, man. Come on, because that was one of the best free content they've ever created.
Dude, I played it last year. I mean, just because
I popped in with you and played it like 4 or 5 times in a row. We play that junk like we're on Iridium Dust.
Yeah. So,
but you've got a great point, because that is a big thing. Is that Ultimate Vault Hunter 5 only increases the XP by 20%, which is crazy for you to be 5 levels in. And I don't know what 6 does, but it probably only goes to 25%. That is ridiculous. You're not getting enough XP for upping the difficulty. They even said most people, when they're leveling, don't bother with Ultimate Vault Hunter. It's not worth it. You're increasing the difficulty 4 or 5 times higher for pittance of XP, when you could be killing enemies insanely fast. So everybody just grinds Vol bounties. You don't even want to fight bosses. That's bad.
Right. XP per second, you're better off doing the Vol bounties or at a lower difficulty, just because you can churn through them faster than at UVH 6.
And that's bad. Like you said, all you need to be on is at least UVH 1 to get them. So the leveling experience, hopefully we'll get a good leveling zone in the new DLC, like the Claptrap, the Trash Claps or whatever location that was amazing in
3.
Yeah, the Handsome Jackpot, which was a DLC. They usually sell you the good stuff. So this is the DLC we paid for. The best leveling spot being paid for fits their MO. My fear is, will we be able to get Xeno to at least come back and check it out? Because he ain't came back to play spit. Now, some of that's my fault. Not my fault, is that I've been honest with him. And now he'll ask me, is it worth me coming back? And I'll tell him, no, not right now. You're not going to do anything new on your Rafa. They didn't even bring a gun in that's worth your attention. And guess what? I tried a Rafa. I leveled a Rafa. Best gun that I've been using with it is the Old God, which is a base game gun. And the other ones are the guns he has, like the Slugger and stuff. The Shaka Shala build doesn't really impress me that much. And the Roulette's a gamble. And I know I like consistency. I don't think Xeno's going to think it's worth his time to try to gamble on it. He'd rather have consistency too. But hopefully this will give something that he'll come back for, or he'll at least play cash.
I'll at least level up to 60 on a character, and I'll probably play Cash. Cash looks like he's going to be an interesting character, so I sort of do want to check him out. I think this will bring me back, at least for a little bit. I don't know for how long.
I'm aware.
And that's the concern, is we'll go through the content, we'll enjoy the story, but we're not going to stick around to max our characters out. And, if
I'll be the only one left leveling Amon and Cash.
But one thing that we do know, and I don't think we've touched this, is now they're making the SDUs and the map account-wide. So you don't have to go redo your SDUs anymore.
Oh, did they confirm that that's going to be part of this patch?
Next week, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I do believe they did. I think so. I
sent everybody the town hall they had with the devs. Was it Monday? And I watched it, and yes, that is one thing that they recognized was an issue. They realized people weren't going to replay 4 Vault Hunters to the end, so yeah, so they did. That's coming out, I think, Thursday of this week.
By the way, let's do this. This is a good finale. Why the hell is a feature that has existed in all the other Borderlands not here? Why can I not replay the game with my leveled up character? Because I missed some of Amon's dialogues because I played through with my friends. And because the game's random as hell, half the dialogue would be another Vault Hunter. So I've always wondered, I'm like, man, I kind of want to get every Amon dialogue line. With Cash, I feel the same way. The problem is that I would rather make a level 30 Cash, level him to 60, and then replay through the story. Why is that not a feature? It's not hard. It's just allow me to play through the damn game again.
He's been begging me to play Cash with him so we get Cash dialogue.
Because I'm worried because they don't do that. Like, if I could go and do like normal and replay the DLC and missions on my own, I just would.
I tell you
but what. I'm not so willing to hear a dialogue that I'm not gonna play with my friend. But I'm just saying. Borderlands 3, I could play the game all over again. Borderlands 2, Borderlands 1.
I'll make a deal with you on the show. I'll do a Cash with you playthrough if you help me get my Harlow to 60.
Oh, heck yeah, I'll help you get Harlow to 60.
All right, well then.
I thought you were going to tell me to help you level your Rafa to 60 from 30.
No.
Are you going to be playing it on Xbox?
Well, you know what? I have to because I bought it on Xbox. I didn't have a PC at the time when I bought it. But
I already know, Xeno. Trust me. I almost bought him a copy of Borderlands 4 on PC.
And I have an idea. I'm going to have to talk to you offline about. I had an idea this morning. I need to ask you about.
I mean, if we bought on Borderlands 4 on PC, we could literally just mod them. We could just mod them back to level.
Save file. I have the save file for Rafa. I will send him my save file and just be like, I'm done with Rafa here.
I'm not going to redo it all over again. I'm not going to do it.
Well, no. You don't understand. We did it for you if you're on PC. You will not have to do it over again. At all. Not the SKUs, not the specialization, not the guns. I guarantee you, you will not have to do it over again.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm reading between the lines. I know what you're saying.
We're not being subtle. We're not being subtle.
I'm not being subtle at all, dude. We will mod the crap out of this shit.
I have the mod. I will get you there. Because I can't blame you, dude. Leveling new character sucks.
I've read enough online. Go, hey, here's my save file with all my gear and my guns. You copy.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Dude, Moxie gives them out. Moxie, a couple of others, they give out save files. So, like, you literally can go, what's my Harlow build? They have the file. You go grab the file and you have your Harlow build.
No. But it also gives you the progression and the story unlocks and all that good jazz.
The one I have does. I got that good stuff, boy. I got that iridium dust premium cut. I get you high, purple your nurple. In fact, I remember somebody just told me that the spring sale is on, so I'm about to go take a look.
It's 40% off or 30% off. But one thing that I did test out yesterday, Xeno, is playing. So I can play it from the cloud onto my PC. Mm-hmm. And the first time I tried Borderlands 4 from the cloud, it was an epic disaster.
That makes sense.
We got fiber like 7 days ago. So now we're on fiber here. And my son wanted to play Helldivers, which I bought on Xbox. And I was like, well, you know what? Let me try it on the cloud and see how it works. And I didn't notice any latency whatsoever.
Welcome to fiber, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm like, well,
been living a good life over here.
Playing it on the cloud, we'll have to see how it works on my PC. But also, we need to see how the other stuff works PC-wise. So I had another idea I was going to run by you too, Q, as well, once we get offline, regarding leveling. I had an idea that may even help me running on a console. So, anyway.
I feel you, man. We'll figure something out because I'm going to go full level 60 with Amon because I think I can use those 10 points to finally get Amon out of, like, not really working. It's a long shot, but if they also give me a new good ordinance, Amon could jump to being a competitor. He might actually finally be a competitor because those 10 points are vital to him. He has skills he needs for his ordinance build. Big time. It is exactly in the 10-point range. I'm not kidding. It's like right there. It's like, oh crap, I don't need Cyborg I can put on Grenadier or something if I do this. He gets a lot out of the 10 levels. Then Cash, which, I don't know, dude. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to go through the story with Cash or if I'm going to make a level 30 Cash. But I'm really curious how Cash would react. Plus, I want to know how the heck the bolt works on Cash. I mean, how does that work? Cash is a robot. Like, I'm kind of really curious to Cash's reaction to the main storyline of, especially because it's like you can't rip it out. Cash is a robot, man. Can't he be like, I'll put a whole new head on. I'll just, you know what I'm saying? Just put on a, right? And y'all get what I'm saying? Like, he's a robot. He can probably just put on a new head. That's pretty much what the skins do. It's a whole new head model. I mean, it's like, how does the bolt work? I'm very curious about that. But I hate how long it takes to build up all the SDUs and stuff. So that's going to be my biggest problem. I'm probably going to actually do Amon first. Want to be honest? We'll probably pay through the DLC, and I'll probably play as Amon first. Just because I'm going to need a day or two. Plus, there's one big catch. Because you said you might come back for Casino, but the best way to end is always depressing. That's if the motherfucker even works. It's Gearbox. And I still am shocked how many skills didn't work on Vault Hunters.
But how many times has Gearbox brought in a new character, whether it be Borderlands 2, Wonderlands, or whatever, and it not be the new meta?
True.
Never.
But I've also never seen them have this many skills not work correctly before. That's the one thing they shocked me on is how many of the skills like just weren't functioning. We'll see. I'm with you though now. They want that money. They're going to want to make you buy Cash. I agree.
Yeah. Now, Cash will be OP, and then they'll nerf him later on. But I'm pretty sure he'll be good out of the gate. If
don't
not,
you mention that word to me. Don't even put nerf on their mind. You know these guys are crackheads.
Oh, if you're having fun, they're going to fix that.
I think they broke Bloodaxe. Well, there you go, Xeno. I don't know what else to say, but Bloodaxe is just like, no, they nerf fun. They don't nerf characters. They nerf fun, huh?
Yeah. They've always nerfed my fun. From the yellow cake to the liquid cooling, dude, I've been burnt so many times.
You have never forgiven. I ain't gonna lie. That liquid cooling nerf, they might as well deleted the damn gun. I was like, wow. Seriously, Xeno, you don't know. They might as well have nerfed the gun. That nerf was one of the biggest I've seen in any game.
75% reduction in damage. Not 7. Not 25, 75%. I'm sorry, 74% or whatever it was.
It was so bad, they had to go back and knock it down only like a 30%. They had to go, oh, crap.
Well, they back and add more to it, but then I'd given up by that. I was like, I'm done. I can't with you anymore.
I think 75% is, I'm like, you do know this is Borderlands, right? What the hell? I was like, dang. But then Wonderlands was the worst nerfing they ever did. They made whole class builds stop working, man.
Oh,
like entire class builds.
And on top of that, you had enemies that were completely immune to multiple elements at the same time.
While having element-based classes.
That you'd have a choice.
I had to make new characters. Because it was like, oh, I use cold because I'm a berserker. Oh, half the enemies are immune to cold. I got to make a whole new damn character.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Base class.
Be sure to,
you're screwed.
Be sure to go to Dicejunkies.com where you find links everywhere online. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel. And as every week,
we hope you enjoy.
Hopefully.
Until